Hi there, and welcome to the Financial Wellness Center YouTube channel. We hope that you're doing well and that your day is going down well. As always, today is Wealth Wednesday, and we get to discuss more on matters of how you can create wealth or how you can build on wealth using various instruments or strategies. So, since we are having a guest tonight, remember our topic of discussion is retirement planning, or how you can create a sustainable retirement plan. We have seen in our society there are people who have already retired, especially who are already aged, but they really they really are not comfortable, or they have to work extra because they are not able to sustain themselves. Others, they have become a burden to their children and to the society just because they are not able to really sustain themselves or sustain their lifestyle. Now, when you see such kind of things in the society, it clearly tells you that this person, when they still had the energy to work, the energy to build on their income, the energy to generate more money, they did not know how to create a retirement plan. Of course, there are some occasions that can be excused, but most of them, they never thought about retirement. Now, we as Financial Wellness Center are really one of our vision, or one of our focus is to change that mentality, and just try to change that happening in our society. And how do you get to change such a happening? It's by giving you knowledge on how you need to prepare or to plan for your retirement. I know some of you might be saying that, some of you, maybe you could be saying that, I think I'm so young, I don't need to think about retirement now. Or maybe you're just starting out on your career, you feel like you need to live life, to the fullest now, which is okay, but it's also good to know what retirement is, what retirement planning is, what you need to be doing, what you need to be focusing on. This is because the earlier you know about retirement, what strategies that are available for you, it will help you, it will make work easy for you, will be more flexible. Because let's say um, you start planning or investing for your retirement at the age of 20. By the time you reach maybe, like, and this is now retirement based on age, by the time you reach 40, you will have accumulated something for 20 years, as compared to someone who will start thinking about their retirement at 35. By the time they are 40 years, they will only have had 5 years. But this person who started on at 20 years, they have a 20-year period whereby if they take advantage of things like compound interest, they'll be getting more benefits. And to one of the posts that we did during the day, whereby we said, retirement does not necessarily have to be you having to, wait and reach age maybe 70 or 65 and retire from your professional work. It could also mean you having to, walk out of your professional duties just to do things that you love. It could mean that you are going out of a 9 to 5 job so that you can focus more on doing part-time or freelance activities, and do more things that bring you satisfaction. So retirement does not really focus, does not is not limited on age alone, because we have that mentality that retirement is you. And when somebody says anything about retirement, all you think of is like age. you're like, until I reach 65, that is when I'll retire. No. Sometimes retirement could mean you walking out of your 9 to 5 job. It could mean you taking up non-executive roles in your company so that you can focus more on other things. It could be your own wellness, it could be your society, it could be your family, whichever thing, just that you are now not actively participating in certain activities. So and now this brings in the concept of we've seen people who say I retired at age 27. Others will tell you I retired at 35. Now maybe you could be wondering, how can someone retire at 27? What they basically mean is that they were able to move out of a certain routine. Example, you could retire at 27 to mean that you are moving out of a 9 to 5 job and taking up focusing on other things. It could be you now focus on doing freelance activities so that maybe you can develop your other skills. So retirement does not really just, it's not limited on having to reach age 60 or whichever age, but sometimes it could mean you taking up non-executive roles on the things that you have been actively on so that you can focus on other things that you feel they are more important, or they are more they bring you more satisfaction to you. So when you do such a thing, or when you take such a major step, we call that retirement. Now, for you to take such a major step, it needs a lot of planning. You need to plan yourself. You don't want to, tell people I'm retiring at age 30. Then by the time you reach, once you've retired, after 2 years, you're like, no, I made a mistake retiring at 30. I need to come back. So that is all it is about for tonight's show, and we are so humbled to have our guest, Mr. Benjamin from Ghana. He is the founder of MoneyRead. He will be guiding us through on how to set an effective retirement plan, so that we can know, what do I need to focus on if I want to retire? What should I be doing? What kind of strategies do I need to put in place so that when I start transitioning to retirement, it will be easy, comfortable, and fun? Remember, as I said, the earlier you start to plan, the better chances you have. So, Mr. Benjamin, thank you so much for joining us. We are really happy to see you, and we believe that all is well in Ghana.
Yeah, thank you, Shah, for having me. I hope you can hear me loud and clear, and you can see me also clearly.
Yes, I can see you very well, and you are very loud and clear.
That's great.
So welcome to the show. We just started as we were waiting for you to join us, and I believe you are doing well and safe on that other side of the continent. And as I said, tonight we're going to discuss on retirement planning, whereby we shall, dissect on what retirement planning is, come down to what one needs to focus on when it comes to retirement. And I believe you, being a very experienced professional in the financial industry, you are going to take us through this process so that we can get to learn more and become more financially literate. So to our audience, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We really appreciate your time to be with us. Feel free to write your questions or comments as we proceed with the live session. Then towards the end, we shall be taking up your questions, and also we shall be reading out your comments, as many as possible. So Mr. Benjamin, maybe you could start with introducing yourself so that we can get into the show right away.
All right. Everything is right. Everything is okay in Ghana here. We are safe and sound by the grace of God, and then we are working through the thick and thin to make things possible for people who have invested their money and then they want to have a better financial life. On that note, my name is Benjamin Nitanoche, as you rightly said. I work with Data Bank Asset Management Service in West Africa, Ghana, and I think it's one of the best and first ever mutual or established in Ghana. And then I've worked in the asset management industry for quite some time,
Benjamin,
almost
I'm
5 years now.
sorry.
And then also founder of MoneyRead in Ghana, where we do. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry to interject you, but your line is really cutting up. I don't know if it's the connection or I'm not sure, but
Yeah,
you are really breaking.
maybe it's a connection. Let me readjust myself and see.
Okay. So meanwhile, to our reader, to our audience, welcome on the Wealth Wednesday show. We are so excited tonight to be learning on how you can create a sustainable retirement plan. So prepare your questions. If you have any question regarding retirement, how you can set a retirement strategy, prepare all the questions you have. Meanwhile, I'd also encourage you to give us a thumbs up, number one. Then number two, share this link out to your friends. Share it out so that more of your friends, they can get to learn with us on how they can set a retirement plan that is effective, yet it will be comfortable for them so that they don't feel like I'm sacrificing too much for this retirement thing. So keep sharing, keep joining us, and most of all, keep preparing your questions and comments. We shall be handling them towards the end of the show, and of course, we shall be having some breaks, coffee breaks or virtual breaks to just check on what you're saying. So Benjamin, I believe right now you are okay.
Yeah, I think I'm okay if you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes.
Okay.
So maybe you
So
can start
as I
again
rightly
on your introduction precisely.
All right. So as I rightly said, I work with Data Bank Asset Management in Ghana, West Africa, and it's one of the best and best asset management company in Ghana, established in 1990. I've worked with them for some time, but in the asset management industry, I've worked almost 5 years now in the industry, and then I'm also the founder of MoneyRead, that is in Ghana, headquartered in Accra. And then we've been in existence for almost 3 years. This is our third year in a row. So we are doing more of personal finance education, or let me say financial education. So that is Benjamin.
Perfect. That sounds very great, especially the vast experience you have when it comes to wealth management and personal financing, especially for money reads. Personally, I've gone through the blog and I can tell you have quite some great content. To our audience, you might check on money read, especially if you're somebody who likes reading, you will get to benefit more. So we go right away to today's questions. So I'll start just by asking you, Mr. Benjamin, to maybe explain to us what is retirement planning.
All right. Thank you. So Sheila, retirement planning. But before I explain retirement planning, I want to break the words into two, and then therefore have our audience understand what retirement is before we add the planning, and then we explain further. In that sense, it makes it clearer for us all to understand and even take action thereof. So retirement actually is a lifetime, is a life period of every worker or every employee, where you get to stop work, or you get to end work legally or naturally. So that is retirement. And I like to put this quote on retirement anytime I'm talking about it. In my book, How to Invest 10 to 20% of Your Income, I touched on retirement. And the first quote I started with was a quote from Jesus Christ, who is the Son of the living God. And he said that a night comes when no man can work. So which means that there is a time that is coming in your working life that you cannot work anymore. As I said, it might even be legally or it might be naturally. When we talk about legally, we are talking about the rules and regulation or the constitution of the nation that is requiring each and every person to retire at a certain age. It may be 60, it may be 65, it may be 70, depending on the jurisdiction that you are in. When it comes to naturally, it might be by accident, where you are permanently disabled and you can't work anymore, or you are dead, and then also maybe because of certain health issues, you cannot work anymore. So this is the meaning of retirement. Now, to add the planning to the retirement, because it will get to a time where you will not have the time to work anymore, or you have to end your service in the corporate environment. There's a need for you to plan. So retirement planning is actually the process of setting your goals, or setting a goal, a retirement goal, taking action and strategy to achieve that goal. Maybe I should repeat myself. Retirement planning is setting goals, making strategies, and taking actions to achieve that goal. Yes, so it may be that you want to achieve a retirement goal of, say, $2 million, or let me say $1 million. Now, this goal that you are set, how do you achieve it? What are the actions you are going to take, you understand, to achieve that goal? So simply put, that is the explanation I can give to retirement planning.
Perfect. That was so profound, especially the part whereby it's simply setting goals and working towards achieving them, and basically giving us what retirement means. I think that is something we need to always think about, because I know most of us, when we are still young, we think like we will not retire, we'll always have this energy to do everything. But based on how you have said it, and of course you have really explained it, even how it is explained biblically, it really makes sense to me, and of course to the audience. So our next question will be, when do you think should one start planning for their retirement? Do we have a specific age or a specific time when one needs to retire? Because when the pandemic came, that is when people started thinking of emergency funds. Before, they were not thinking about anything about emergency fund. You could tell someone, I need you to have an emergency fund. They're like, it's fine, I'll wait. Now, when the pandemic came, that is when people realized, oh my God, I needed to have an emergency fund. But those that had it, at least the impact, especially the financial impact of this pandemic, they haven't really felt it that much compared to those who did not have it. So what do you think about retirement planning? Should we wait until we retire, or is there a certain age that one needs to start considering about it?
Yeah, that's a great question. People tend to ask these questions more often in my field of work, and you happen to meet a lot of people that they will be around 50 years, 55 years. And in Ghana, our constitution demands that you retire at age 60. So if the person is 50 years, he has 10 years more to go. 55, he has about 5 years more to go. And it's not even some people at age 59, they want to start planning their retirement. But the answer to that question you asked is the time to plan is now. The time to actually plan your retirement is now. So if you are in an audience and then you are listening to me, if you are a partaker of Wednesday, Wealth Wednesday program, you need to start now. There is nothing like I have to be 50 years or 55 before I start. And you see, and the mistake we are doing is that the young people that have started working, we have rather pushed retirement back and way far from us. But that is not the right thing to do. I chanced on a survey, or let me say a research report. Most of the time when I'm getting for programs, I love to read reports. So I chanced on this report, and then it was saying that I think from 18 to about 44, 45 years old, millennials have not to invest or save towards their retirement, and that figure is about 60 plus. And this is research report from the USA. You get it? So
Yeah.
it means that it is two people have really pushed their retirement far off from them, and it is not the right thing. The right time to start your retirement is immediately when you start work, when you have an income coming in. It doesn't matter whether it's a retail shop you are in as an attendant. It doesn't matter whether you work as a waiter or waitress in the kind of work you are doing. The time you start that work and you start getting your paycheck or your income coming in is the day you have to start planning your retirement.
That is very interesting, because you mentioned something that some people, they wait until they are age 59 and they know very well they will be retiring at 60. Then that is when they want to start planning for retirement and saving and all that, which is a very risky thing, because this has now led to some people putting their kids as their retirement plan strategy. So I think, as you just highlighted, it's very important to start saving or planning for your retirement immediately you start having an income, no matter the age or occupation. Because again, I've seen other people who say, my job right now, I don't get much money. I'm waiting until I get a bigger job, or I'm waiting until I get more skills so that I can start saving for retirement. But what they are forgetting is that they are not taking advantage of time. Time will never go back. It will continuously go forward. The same case with retirement. The more you wait, the more you reduce your chances of transitioning smoothly. So
Exactly.
So, with that said, I think you need to share with us what investments instruments should one focus on when it comes to retirement planning. Do we have a certain investment instrument that is way better to invest in as compared to another one?
Yeah, Sheila, that's really a good question. I'm sure your audience will thank you for asking such a question. You know, before I actually touch on some of the investment instruments that are available to help you plan your retirement, I would like to touch on investment personality. Everybody has an investment personality, and whether you know or you don't know, you should know your investment personality. Are you the type that you are high risk, or you are medium, or you are low? You should be able to know it. But the question, how do I know? This is how I help my client or my investors know which investment personality they are. I pose the question to them. I ask, how will you react or how will you feel when investments committed 3 to 5 years lost about 10% in just 1 year? How will you feel? And then the possible answers may be, I'll feel comfortable because I'm in for the long term. And another possible answer will also be, no, I'm not comfortable. Why should my money go down? I have to take back my money and all that, you know. So depending on what answer the person takes, then I'll be able to tell the person that, hey, you are a high risk when you are a low risk. Now, if you take the first one, which speaks about comfortability, you are okay because you are in for the long term. Then I tell you that you are a high risk person. You can take in more risk so that you can invest for the future. If you take the second, which is uncomfortable, I'll take my money because I don't need to lose money and all that. Then I tell that you're a low risk investor, so you don't need to go for a high risk. Now, in knowing this, then I would like to introduce the person to a rule that is called the 120 rule. This 120 rule, after you've known your investment personality, you use the 120 rule to determine which kind of investment instrument or market you should put your retirement savings in. So now I want us to be practical here. So if, let's say, assuming the person chooses a high risk, let's say we determine and the person answers that, okay, I'm comfortable, so the person is a high risk. Now this person will have to deduct his current age from the number 120. Now, if this person is 30 years old, it means that deducting 30 from 120, you are going to have what? 90. So the answer 90 actually tells the high risk investor that he will have to invest about 90% of his funds or savings, retirement savings, into stocks. You understand? So 90% of your retirement savings should go into stock or stock related instruments. So it can be equity-based mutual fund, equity-based hedge fund, equity-based unit trust fund, or equity itself. You understand? Stock on the stock market and all that. Now, of the 10% should go into fixed income instruments. So it can be the government securities, the bonds, the fixed income mutual funds, the fixed income unit trust funds. So that is it for the scenario for the high risk investor. Now, if the person is low risk investor, the person will have to deduct his current age from 120. So if you deduct your current age from 120, let's say the person is still 30 years, he gets 90. So if you're low risk, means that you have to invest 90% of your retirement savings into fixed income. So fixed income instrument like government securities, fixed income market, fixed income unit trust funds, fixed income hedge funds, fixed income mutual funds, bonds. And the rest of the 10% should at least go to equities. But still, if the person doesn't have any kind of appetite still for equities, you can still invest the 10% maybe in long-term bonds. You understand? So this is how you can treat your retirement saving using these strategies, and then going in for these two different kinds of market instruments I've touched on.
All right. You've mentioned something. The 120 rule. Personally, I wasn't aware about that, but it's something we should really consider as individuals. This one, you can even do it at your own free time. You don't really have to, look for an advisor, so that you can know how risk averse am I. Am I a high risk investor, or am I a low risk investor? Then from there, start making your decision. Thank you so much, Benjamin, for that wisdom. I think it's important for us to really take retirement seriously and start focusing on what really works for us. Because if I am a high risk investor, and you are a low risk investor, I shouldn't copy you, because what you'll be investing in will not really benefit me. And this trickles down to people knowing themselves. Don't start investing in retirement in a certain tool just because you saw your friend doing that and they are comfortable. It's important for you to know what kind of a risk, what kind of an investor you are, by analyzing the risk factor, or how risky you can take, risk. Maybe if you're a high risk person or a low risk person. And just to mention, I think it's also important for people to consult with financial planners or wealth managers, all those people in finance, just to guide you, so that they can guide you on matters when it comes in what you need to invest in for your retirement. Because sometimes you could find that maybe you're planning to retire at 60, based on the normal threshold in most countries, and right now maybe you're 30. So that means you have 30 years, which if you invest in a very correct instrument or instruments, you'll be able to earn something after 30 years. But if you invest in the wrong thing and you do not know your personality, you might end up losing everything after 30 years. So it's important to consult with financial planners and wealth managers. So this leads me to my next question, which is there a time limit when it comes to planning for your retirement? Can you say, I'm going to, plan for 10 years, then after 10 years, I stop saving for my retirement, I focus on other things. Do you have such kind of mindset or such kind of a thing?
Okay, thank you, Sheila. I think that with this question, you don't need to have a limit. Maybe the limit that you should have is when you have been able to achieve your retirement goal. So you should maybe tell yourself that, okay, I am going to invest, or I'm going to save for my retirement from now to the time I'm 60. Because as you rightly said, you take advantage of time. And you taking advantage of time, it also means that you are taking advantage of compounding effect or compound interest effect. Because compound interest effect is very effective when you give it more time. It's so sad when you hear people invest for the very short term and they are expecting a lot. They invest for, let's say, 3 months, 6 months, and they want like 50% on their investment. And I tell them that, look, it's not possible. No economy will allow that. If that is done, then it will look more like a Ponzi. So when you look at history, finance history, you realize that most of the schemes that have gone down, most of the Ponzi schemes that have gone down are as a result of guaranteeing high risk, but with high returns, but with low risk, which is not something that is allowed or is accepted in finance and investment. So you shouldn't give a limit to your retirement. The limit you should give is that I am giving myself this 30 years that I'm left with, this 40 years that I'm left with. This is that I'm going to use to save towards retirement. So I don't people limits like if I'm done for you to know, inflation is fighting against you. Foreign exchange is also fighting against
You're
you,
breaking.
especially if you are. Hello, can you hear me? My network is quiet. Can you hear me, Sheila?
Sorry. Yes, now I can hear you, but before you are really breaking.
Oh, okay.
But you can start from the inflation part.
So I was saying that you are not going to be okay, because if you give yourself a limit, you're not going to be okay, because inflation is fighting you. Foreign exchange rate is also fighting you, especially with those of us in Africa. You know, our continent is not really industrialized for us to produce our own goods and services. Let me say goods to make more export. We are rather doing more import than expected. So inflation, the dollar against our cedi is always on the higher side. So you need to actually look at all these things and then rather push further for you to get a very good retirement. If you limit, you have limited your retirement. So don't put any limit to it. Just go till you retire. And even at retirement, there is these 3 stages I spoke about in my book, how to invest 10 to 20% of your income. Now, in this book, I talk about 3 stages of retirement. And the first stage is the accumulation stage. Now, the accumulation stage requires that you actually manage your finance in such a way that you'll be able to save up for retirement. That is the accumulation stage. So if you limit yourself, it means that you are cutting part of the accumulation stage off. The second stage of this retirement stages is that you get to the retirement stage itself. Now, the retirement stage itself, even before 1 year to your retirement, you have to take certain critical decisions. Are you going to still stay in that government house? Are you going to still stay in that family house? Are your children still going to school? Do you need to pay their school fees? What are some of the adjustments you should do in your investment savings or your retirement savings and all that? And then the last stage is the retirement finance management stage. This one, you have now entered into retirement. So now you should have a different look to your finances now. Now, whatever you have saved, how are you going to manage it so that it can be sustainable? So the time maybe because we should be able to invest in such a way that we have our finances ready, we are able to manage, and then even hand over to our generation. Because the Bible even says in Proverbs 13:22, it said that it is a good man that leaves inheritance for his children's children. So that that is the stage we need to get to. So that is how you should treat your retirement when it comes to limit and time. Yeah.
Wow. You have so much knowledge when it comes to retirement. I think you've mentioned something very important. The stages of retirement. This is something we should really focus on and consider on it. And of course, again, you said about compound interest and time. When you limit your retirement savings or your retirement plan, if you put it on hold, you are putting on hold your earning probability or your compound interest earning probability. Maybe you could mention to us about your the title of your book and where to get it, because I know most people will watch this live session later on, and they might want to, go through your book and uh, purchase it to just read more on matters of especially retirement and all that.
All right. So Sheila, if you want a copy of my book, it's actually an ebook. If you
Okay.
want a copy, you can just go to my website www.moneyread.wordpress.com, and then you send a message through contact, and then the team will look at it and then will deliver it through the mail. But for people who are outside Ghana, it goes for $10. It goes for $10.
All right.
Or you can send a message to info.moneyread@gmail.com. The team will look at it, and then as you finish, if you pay your money, it will be sent over to you.
Perfect. Perfect. What's the title of the book again?
How to invest 10 to 20% of your income.
Okay, okay. Perfect. So to our audience, remember his book is How to Invest 10 to 20% of your income. You can get it by visiting www.moneyread.com, and if you are within Ghana, you can just send them a WhatsApp. There is a number that is provided in that website. Or if you're outside Ghana, the book costs only $10. And this is something that will transform your future and, of course, make you become super prepared when it comes to retirement planning. Personally, I'm going to check it out because I believe there is more information that one can acquire by reading that book. So I think we will go to our last question. To our audience, if you have any questions that you might be having during this show, feel free to ask right now as we are about to wind up. Remember, we are talking about retirement planning and how you can set a sustainable retirement plan. And our guest is Mr. Benjamin from Ghana, the founder of MoneyReads, which is an organization that is focused on teaching people on matters of personal finance management. He also comes in with vast experience in the financial service industry. So if you have any question that relates to planning for your retirement, this is the time that you need to be asking us. So, Benjamin, are you settled now?
Yeah, I'm settled. Sorry for the cut.
No problem. We are actually going to almost winding up. So, maybe you could touch base on how can one create a sustainable retirement plan. Maybe you can just give us a brief how one can do it as we wind up.
Okay, great. All too soon we are coming to the end of the program, and to plan for your retirement and make it more sustainable, Sheila, I would like us to consider some few steps that you should look at. Now, maybe I'll share about five of them. Five should be okay to get you started. So to set up a retirement plan and make it sustainable. Number one, you should set your goal. You really need to set a goal. If you don't set a goal, then your planning is not valid. It doesn't take any shape, or let me say, it doesn't hold water. So you need to set a goal. What is your goal? Is your goal to attain $100,000 US? Is it to attain 500,000? Is it to attain $1 million? You understand? So if you're able to set that quantitative goal, then you have the stance to bring up some strategies and actions to achieve it. Number two, you need to bring out your strategy. So are you going to use per the 120 rule, are you going to use more of fixed income, or you are going to use more of equities? So per your let me say per your investment personality status, you can determine the kind of strategy you are using. And then with the strategy, more goes into it. You can also consider how are you going to fund this kind of investment you have determined. Is it going to be through standing order? Are you going to automate your deductions from your bank savings or from your salary or from your wage or income? How are you going to do it? Or are you going to use internet banking or a digital platform? You understand? You have to determine all these things. Number three is you have to really be specific on the investment vehicle that is going to take you along this road, or is going to take you along this journey. So maybe in the fixed income, we have a lot of fixed income instruments. Which one are you choosing? Is it bonds? Is it money markets? Are you combining them? Is it mutual funds? Is it hedge funds? Are you combining them, or you are using one of them? You understand? And then the fourth one will be for you have to get an accountability person or a partner. If you don't get an accountability partner, nobody keeps you in check. So for me, for instance, my wife is my accountability partner. We are doing this together. So if I don't pay mine, if she gives me a call, hey Charlie, you will not pay yours. What is happening? So why is it that has not landed in an account yet? You understand? If she does pay, I say, hey, you have not paid yours. What is happening? Is there anything I can help? You know, it shouldn't be a partner that is always going to come at you when you have not paid. No, it should be in love. I mean, it should be something that is very liberal and then very encouraging for the person to do, because the main goal is for us to get there. So even if the person has not done his contribution in a certain way, you just find a way to help the person achieve it. Because the main aim is to what? Get a line of goal. And then the last part is for you to monitoring. You need to monitor steering, and then the economy is not having a certain reality. It is always having uncertainties. So you need to consider monitoring your investment and your retirement saving. Has the stock market plummet? Do you need to take out your investment, or you need to stay in there and push up fixed income path, or do you need to make a switch? Have you gone to a certain age that you need to make a switch from equities to more of fixed income? You understand? And then the last part is for you to get an investment expertise. You need to get an investment expertise to help you along the way. There's an article that I read, and then the old man who has come on retirement already, saying that the day he came on retirement and he rather decided to find a financial or a professional finance planner, was the time his income doubled 10 times. You understand? So it is very important for us to have an investment professional seated by us, taking us through the journey, because they have been able to learn about this field, and they are more abreast, and then they are more filled with the wisdom and the strategies you need to achieve your retirement goal. So these are the steps that I'll give for our audience to start and set up their retirement savings, make it sustainable.
Wow. Perfect, perfect. Especially those 5 tips, they are very, very important. One needs to have this. One that has really stood out is you need to have an accountability partner, because you know this is something you are doing for the future. if you're going to really stick to a plan for 10 years, then you need someone who will keep you focused on it. And that is where accountability partners come in. Also, having a financial planner is very important because we are in a very dynamic environment. The markets keep on changing. So what could be working 5 years ago may not work right now. So a financial planner or a financial professional should be able to let you know what you need to be doing. So to those that have been watching us, we really want to thank you for your time. As said, it's important for you to start planning for your retirement now. You don't need to wait until you get a bigger job or until your business grows. It's important for you to start now. Start with the little money you're getting and build on your portfolio. The advantage of building starting your retirement plan right now is that you're going to take advantage of compound interest and time. So it's important for us to start now with whatever we have so that as time goes by, we keep on building on it. As I said, Mr. Benjamin is the founder of MoneyRead. You can check them out on Facebook. I believe he will give us more details about his website and all that he does and how you can get to access him in case you would like to contact him later on. So for us, all we would encourage you to do is to press the subscribe button down there, turn on notification and watch our videos. And most of all, keep on following us on Instagram at Financial Wellness Center. Once you've done that, ensure you pass by our Facebook page, Financial Wellness Center. Give us a like, follow us so that you can get you can be updated on the money and business tips that are coming in from us. So Mr. Benjamin, you can give us your closing remark and mention to us your contact details, your page, so that people can follow you and get to learn more from your knowledge.
All right, and thank you very much, Sheila. Yes, my closing remark will be that there's a story in the Bible that talks about Noah, and then there's a quote about that story, and then it says that when Noah was building the ark, there was no rain.
Yeah.
Noah was building the ark, there was no rain. What it means is that when he was actually building the ark, there was no impediment, or there was nothing that would block him.
Yes.
You understand? So those period was the time that he had the strength, he had the resources and everything to build the ark. And then when there was rain, he was able to feel comfortable. Now, before the rain started, other people started calling him and he wanted to be saved. And so I want to tell you that the time that you have now, the income, the strength, the resource that you have is the time you need to start preparing your retirement. So that when the rains come, the retirement rains come, you'll be able to feel comfortable. It is not now that you are going to call that some save you, send you money and that. So that's the remark I'll give. And also, MoneyRead, as I said, is a financial education organization in Ghana, headquartered in Accra. And then do monthly articles on our website, www.moneyread.wordpress.com. You can go there, you can read a lot of articles, about 40 articles on personal finance. And then also we do have programs that you can follow us on Facebook on MoneyRead Business and Finance Summit. MoneyRead Business and Finance Summit on Facebook. You can also follow us on Instagram. Our handle is at MoneyRead underscore. Yes, MoneyRead underscore official. That is for the Instagram handle, MoneyRead underscore official. And then our Twitter is going to be MoneyRead2, MoneyRead the figure 2 at Twitter, because we share a lot of content out there, and then you can get to have a chance on this content, and then you'll be able to abreast yourself and build your financial literacy prowess so that you can earn more. So this is what I have to say.
Wow. Thank you so much, Benjamin. We really appreciate your time and the chance for you to share with us your knowledge when it comes to retirement planning. I believe our audience has benefited much from it, and as others will come to watch later on, I believe, they will be popping up questions, and we'll keep on staying in touch with you just to help us answer them. And most of all, to our audience, we encourage you to go follow them on Facebook, MoneyRead Business. I hope I'm correct. They are always having
MoneyRead Business and Finance Summit.
Yeah, they are always having a summit every month. Like last week, they had one about wealth management, which was so informative. You might want to check them out. And of course, as he said, you can always check out their articles on their WordPress website. And of course, if you need their book, he has written a book on how to invest 10 to 20% of your income, which can be accessed on their website, www.moneyread.com. So until then, we really want to thank you, Mr. Benjamin. Thank you so much for your time and just coming on here on live to share with us your knowledge and your wisdom. Personally, I am so honored to have you on the show. So until then, I hope to see you around, and I believe I'll be able to bring you on the show so that you can discuss more on other pressing issues when it comes to financial matters, because this is what our society needs, especially now. So to our audience, thank you so much for your time. Thank you to all that have joined us and stayed with us throughout this time. We really appreciate you, and we encourage you to keep on living financially healthy, staying safe, and most of all, may God keep on blessing you. Thank you so much, Mr. Benjamin.
Thank you so much, Sheila, for hosting me and the team at Financial Wellness Center. God bless you. Keep up the very good work you are doing. And I want to say that, Sheila, you are a gem. The generation should watch out for you. And I pray for more grace for you to make good exploits. So thank you for having me. And then I'm honored to be on this very august and honorable show. Thank you.
You are very much welcome, Benjamin. So